Hello and welcome to this week's opposition analysis. This week we'll be looking at Arsenal. We'll be looking at both their tactics and their strengths and weaknesses in attack and defence, trying to provide you with a better understanding of what to expect and how to have success against them.
Starting off with Arsenal's attack, you'll see in these clips, although the lineup would suggest they play a 4-2-3-1 formation, the majority of the time in attack, this becomes a 4-3-3. This is because the wingers will push up to join the striker on the last line of the defence, and the midfield becomes staggered, with a deeper central defensive midfielder and then the central attacking midfielder pushing higher, looking to get into the pockets between the lines and having freedom to float. The formation may even become a 4-2-4 at some points, as with the central attacking midfielder having complete freedom, she may join the front line, leaving space between the lines for the forwards to post up into. They will be extremely direct in their attack, looking to get forward as quickly as possible. The clips show they look to go from defence to attack with only a couple of passes. They're happy to commit lots of players forward and predominantly looking to attack out wide. The formation helps them with this, as the midfield will stay narrow, allowing the ball to go straight from their fullbacks to their wingers, looking to set them away quickly. The fullbacks are also happy to push up extremely high to support attacks or make overlapping runs. The midfield players will also look to join attacks and try to run beyond players to try and break the lines, so watch for them coming through. They also have good variation in their attack, which you need to watch out for. They're able to play out from the back and are capable of bypassing a press, so be careful of leaving yourself exposed at the back. In contrast to this, they're happy to go long into the striker or over the top with through balls for the forwards to run in behind onto, so defenders be aware if they have time on the ball. You will see with this last clip that they were successful with this in this match, with it leading to one of their goals. The forward is always on the last line, so either step up to catch her offside as a unit or drop in to go with the runner. Despite all Arsenal's attacking threat with their build-up play, their biggest attacking threat is on the counter-attack, or through catching you in transition. This must be something you consider when going forward. They will look to win the ball back and try and play forward straight away, being as direct as possible. Their forwards are quick and pose a dangerous threat on the counter, as they are always looking and ready to suddenly go the other way. The forwards will be on the last line, ready to run onto a through ball in behind, or to come short depending on where the clearances go. Adding to this, they are willing to commit many players forward on these counter-attacks to try and take advantage. Fullbacks and midfielders will both look to get up and support the forwards to join the counter-attacks. Arsenal showed just how deadly they can be catching teams on the counter or in transition in this match. The first of their goals came early on the counter, then in the second half, the penalty was won through catching Chelsea in transition. They created many other clear-cut chances on the counter as well, which could have easily ended in goals. As Chelsea went behind and therefore pushed forward more, trying to get back into the game, this left them more and more vulnerable to the counter-attack, so you must be careful if you find yourself chasing the game against them. When committing numbers forward, you must ensure there is still protection in front of the defence and that there is balance within the team. Midfield and wingbacks, this is particularly key for you. If one player goes, then the other may need to sit in. In addition to looking at Arsenal's attack, I've identified the key danger players to watch out for and highlighted their strengths in these clips. Firstly, looking at Alessia Russo, who started at striker. She scored 2 of Arsenal's goals in this game. The first with a fantastic finish running onto the end of a through ball, and then the second, the penalty which she won after being taken out by the keeper. She's their biggest goal threat and their key player to watch for. However, it's not her goal scoring that I want to focus on. The clip shows she stands right on the shoulder of the defensive line, but is ready to go both ways. She's quick and powerful and is ready to run in behind onto through balls, but is also able to post up and come towards the ball, taking it into feet before laying it off to make her way back up into the front line. She is also strong and physical and able to hold off defenders to hold the ball up from clearances and bring her team up the pitch. The clips also show the quality of her movement in and around the box, where she manages to find space, but she's just not picked out by her teammates. Midfielders and defenders, you must work extremely cohesively to deal with the threat she poses. Communication is key between all of you to keep track of her movements and make sure you pass her on to each other if you are not staying with her. Defenders, you may also be able to catch her offside if you all hold your high line. When in a defensive third, she is the key person to mark, so keep tight to her. I've also identified the player in the central attacking midfielder role as a key danger. Whether this is Kim Little, who started in this position, or Frida Marnham, who came on for Little. The clips show both players will float in this position trying to find the pockets of space between the midfield and defence. Both players also have the eye and quality for the killer pass that will set up a clear opportunity for Arsenal. Adding to this, the clips show with their license to roam, both players like to join the front three and make it a front four almost at times, drifting out to the wings or alongside the striker. I'd also like to highlight how both the central attacking midfielder work with the centre forward, as when the forward drops deep, they will move higher to fill the role of the centre forward. Looking at Arsenal's set pieces now, which can be one of their key threats. Starting with corners, they have in-swing delivery from both sides looking to allow players to attack the ball. They will load numbers around the penalty spot, all then peeling off in different directions to attack the ball. They will lay in between the penalty spot and the edge of the 6-yard box with the delivery, so keeper you will be able to come and get to the ball. However, they will have a player on you trying to prevent you coming out, so be careful. As you can see, when Chelsea's keeper didn't get there, it ended in a goal. The kick taker puts one hand up every time before the routine, so this may be a sign it's what's happening. With free kicks, they tried a routine with a player waiting around the back, so watch out for this or any other routines. They'll look to deliver it into the corridor between the defensive line and the keeper, and players will look to run in behind. Either hold the line to catch them offside, or everyone must go back in with the player. I've also highlighted with a few clips here to watch out for quick throw-ins, as they are keen to use them to start attacks quickly. Now on to Arsenal's defensive structure and formation. You'll see from these clips they play a 4-2-3-1 formation with two screens in front of the defence looking to create a block and force you out wide. They also look to hold a high line and win the ball back high up the pitch early or force a long ball. They are happy to press, and when one player goes, the whole team will follow, with fullbacks stepping up to meet our fullbacks and midfielders going man to man. When deep in their final third, their formation may sometimes become a 4-1-1, making it difficult to break down and still looking to force you wide. Midfielders will track runners between the lines, making it difficult to pass forward. They are extremely strong down the centre of the pitch with two physical centre-backs, so forwards must hold the ball up well, though looking to attack out wide will likely generate the most success. A key element to Arsenal's defence, which I did not mention, is their counter-press. They will look to suffocate you and pen you in immediately after losing possession to put you under pressure. This means you will have little time on the ball after winning it back, so you must make quick decisions, and if in doubt, just clear it. These clips show the dangers of letting them turn the ball over and the chances they may create from it. Their counter-press creates a lot of their best attacking chances, as it allows them to win the ball back high at the pitch. The best example is the build-up to the winning of the penalty, where they give away the ball but win it back quickly, allowing them to break and exploit the spaces left behind and make the most of players being out of position. Despite the scoreline in this game, the game was reasonably evenly matched, with both teams having 12 shots, but Arsenal just being the more clinical of the two. Although Arsenal showed their quality going forward, Chelsea were able to highlight a number of their vulnerabilities at the back. A large portion of Chelsea's attacking success came from attacking in wide areas. Fullbacks pushing forward and the narrow midfield allows gaps out wide you can exploit. Therefore, you should look to play it out wide as much as possible. Quality wing play once it's out there can create good opportunities on goal. Additionally, when Arsenal begin their press, it creates spaces higher up the field. Defenders being able to take the ball under pressure and passing out through the press, a through ball over the top for a forward to move onto, or individual skill in the midfield can allow you to beat the press. This can then create an overload on the defence to work a good opportunity. Also, Arsenal's high line provides an opportunity for through balls in behind. The clips show the defenders tend to drop back in with the runners, not playing them offside. Forwards therefore need to be on the edge of the line, arcing their runs, looking for these opportunities. Midfielders and defenders need to also be looking for these chances, as one quality ball could lead to a forward throw-on goal. Furthermore, forwards and midfielders getting between the lines can also provide opportunities. The midfield screens being drawn away by players running through the lines can open up gaps around the edge of the box for crosses or shots. Finally, strong centre-forward play can be key to success against this defence. Holding off the two centre-backs who are extremely physical and bringing others into play can be a great way to get up the pitch. The clip showed the defensive midfield are weak on aerial duels, so balls into the forwards can be effective. This also requires midfielders and other forwards to get close and support to be on the end of flick-ons or knockdowns. Next, we will look at one other key area to exploit, which could lead to the most success. Arsenal's counter-press and large numbers in attack may provide success for them when attacking, however it can leave them extremely vulnerable when it doesn't. Committing many players forward, pressing, trying to win the ball back and holding a high defensive line, or heavily committing to an attack can leave them exposed and vulnerable to a counter-attack. The fullbacks pushing forward and the midfielders running beyond the forwards can leave many gaps in the middle of the pitch, but particularly out wide, which you should look to exploit. The clips show many examples of the success that can be had if you play forward quickly after winning the ball back. This is shown by the clip of Chelsea's only goal of the game, which came from a counter-attack. The clips also show, however, that other than this goal, Chelsea were not direct enough to make the most of the spaces that were available, allowing Arsenal to get back. So forwards, if you get the ball in a good counter-attacking spot, back yourself to beat players and work together, and the rest of you try and get up in support. The clips also show that a lot of this space is due to Arsenal being slow getting back and on many occasions just giving away cynical fouls and taking the bookings. The quicker you move the ball, the less opportunities they will have to commit these fouls and the more chances you will get. Finally, on Arsenal's defence is their defensive set pieces. These are a weak area for their defence that can be exploited. For corners, they have a mix of zonal and man marking with a player in each of the front and back post areas, one on the edge of the 6-yard box free to attack the ball, and the rest man marking. This leaves space for you to exploit by running in and attacking the ball from good deliveries aimed around the edge of the 6-yard box. This opportunity and weakness in their defence is shown in the clip where one corner is allowed to land in the 6-yard box, which Arsenal get away with. Free kicks also have a large opportunity to exploit as they look to hold a high line but all drop back in early, playing everyone onside, so make sure to get right on the edge of the defensive line. Good deliveries between keeper and defensive line will provide chances because of this. They are also slow getting out after dealing with the first ball, which provides an opportunity to put the ball back into the box. Finally, I've identified one special area where I think you could have a lot of success going forward, which is Arsenal's goalkeeper kicks. As Arsenal's whole team is expecting to go forward from the goalkeeper kicks, winning the first header and maintaining possession can leave space to attack them and catch them in transition. The clips show that this was a common occurrence throughout the entire game, giving Chelsea a lot of success and creating some of their best chances. Arsenal's forwards appear to be very poor at winning aerial duels, therefore making it easy to win the first ball. Therefore, defenders and midfielders focus on trying to win these first balls and forwards be ready to counter if they do. Attacking with speed after winning the first ball is key to make the most of the spaces, so therefore try to be as direct as possible. It is important to not just look for these opportunities from goal kicks, but in open play as well, whether from the keeper being passed the ball back by a defender or kicking out of their hands.